To all who come to this not-so-curious place, welcome. Hey, remember that 2019 movie that Nickelodeon was supposed to make a cartoon out of it? Well, I forgot about it until I decided to talk about it. But here I am in this Wonderland. Say, you know what? This doesn't seem too bad. Welcome to Wonderland. Have a splendiferous day. This is gonna be awesome. I love rides. Oh, I'm sorry. All of our rides are out of order. What? How come? That's what I'm here for. We had to take down an evil purple smoke to bring back the magic. Are we really in Wonderland the theme park, or am I trapped in a chapter of the never-ending story? We are. It's just that someone has lost their spirit and now everything's broken. Why? I don't know. Is your mom sick or dead? No. Did you give up on any of your big dreams? I'm still making videos to enhance my video editing skills. Look, I have no idea what's going on. I just came here for a fun visit and go on some rides. No, people come here to confront their doubts and anxieties from a conflict that will only last a few days. At least we think. I am so confused about everything. What's the moral of any of this? That you face trials and tribulations like a series of tests before you can have a good time in our theme park. What kind of mission is this? You know what? Forget this. I'm going to see some real fun parks. Last time, Larry. We're supposed to let everyone try out our new ride! Stop scaring kids with your fart stories! Well, better get back to what extensions we have left for DC. Is Superman or Shazam still fighting Black Adam or something? I kind of forget where we're at right now. Everyone loves to go to an amusement park with all the rides, shows, entertainment, fireworks, imagined theme rails, and eating some delicious food. But then there's Wonder Park that brought meaning to the phrase, when are you gonna air your TV show? Yeah, this movie was supposed to be a pilot for an upcoming Nickelodeon show, much like what Nick did with Jimmy Neutron and Barnyard. However, as I'm making this video, the Wonder Park show has not appeared on television nor streaming. In fact, if you do some of the research over the Jimmy Neutron and Barnyard movies and do the math, both of their cartoons premiered in at least half a year after their movie. Wonder Park, however, was released in 2019, and 4 years later, no announcement or updates of any kind. Now, some can argue that the pandemic has something to do with it. Well, part of that is true, but here's the thing. It has been confirmed that the Season 1 episodes were already completed between 2019 and early 2020. And there was an absolute train wreck within the movie, like a box office failure, and issues with the director regarding their, bad behavior, so they fired the director and discredited them, resulting in the film and fate of the franchise to be not so amusing. Welcome to another episode of the Wonder Reviews. Buckle your seatbelts, we're going to see what kind of wonder they put into this Wonderland. This is part 1 of Wonder Park. It starts out with June and her mom creating the coolest theme park in the world and plans to bring it to life, but her mom suffers an undisclosed illness, so she has to be in the hospital for a while. Because of the fear of losing her mom, June lost interest in turning her amusement park Wonderland into a reality. But when she follows a piece of her blueprint, she is transported to the park of her dreams, but it's all broken down and being consumed by the darkness. So June has to figure out how to get rid of the darkness and bring Wonderland back to life with some help from her animal friends and helpers of the park. At first, the plot does seem pretty interesting and imaginative, involving the mother and daughter making an amusement park together. You'd think with an idea like this, it would mean June would be on a fun-filled adventure throughout parts of Wonderland. But boy, how I wish that would be the case. Yeah, the major problem with the movie, it's not as fully welcome as a pitch pilot for Wonder Park. When we finally get to see the characters' adventures in Wonderland, no pun intended by the way, it ends up on a sour note, whether it be the park looking completely abandoned and broken, or have June and her friends arguing with each other. Because of the movie's sad tone, it makes it hard for the audience to feel intrigued on exploring the amusement park itself. We don't get to see the characters go on some rides for some free time, they don't explore the entire park that much other than the main hub from within, and the plot is obviously predictable. Take a wild guess where the darkness came from and what it represents. Now, I can see what they're trying to do with the conflict because of the subplot about June worrying about her mom. What would happen if she lost her faith in their dreams or her mom dies? But since the movie has a depressing tone, it just feels like the film just succumbs to the darkness it was trying to take out with barely any optimism. There are times though they try to add in some humor to make it funny and lighthearted, but the jokes are abysmal as well, using the same running gags from the respective characters over and over again.
Skipping to safety! Skipping to safety! I'm almost out of danger!
The whole point on visiting an amusement park is to make guests feel welcome and have a fun time. Wonder Park the theme park failed to accomplish those simple tasks because of June's dilemma. Look at some of the theme parks we have visited or seen the promos over the years. They always present all sorts of magic, relaxation, and a smile to everyone's faces. The Disney park brought some of our favorite cartoon and movie characters to life and had magic like dreams and wishes to fight the forces of evil. Universal Studios can make you feel like you're in the movies like Despicable Me, Harry Potter, Jurassic Park, or whatever. There is always a motive why people visit or keep coming to these places. If Wonderland introduces itself to me at this lost, hopeless dream as an 80-minute movie, I certainly would not come back for another ride and see these mascots again. If the movie's job is to make a pilot for Wonder Park, how come I don't feel welcome to these characters in their show or park? I will admit the voice acting is good, and they did the best they could. It's just that the script and tone has caused enough damage to Wonderland, including its main leads. Starting with June, she started off as the happy girl with an active imagination, but once her mom gets sick, she gets overprotective of her dad, and she used too much mathematical problems that's hard to comprehend. Yes, her goal is to stop the darkness and get her imagination and Wonderland's magic back, but they barely mention the mother side plot, and there's not enough character growth within her, which makes her that predictable. The other characters, like the animals, don't do much but present their one role in the theme park and comedic moment or side effect from the darkness. Boomer is the optimistic bear that sleeps at random times, Gus and Cooper are the gopher that fix the rides but the darkness causes them to fight each other, Steve is the safety inspector that has a huge crush on Greta, the warhawk who is the manager of the park and becomes very skeptical and rude about June as the creator of Wonderland, and Peanut is the monkey that creates the rides by hearing June and her mom's voice with his magic marker, but of course he doesn't hear them anymore after June gave up on Wonderland and goes into hiding. The side characters like Bunky and the chimpanzee zombies don't really matter but either to be June's best friend and love interest or an obstacle the characters have to take care of. And don't expect these chimpanzee zombies to be Nickelodeon's versions of the Minions.
Stop, drop, and roll to Wonderland!
Ever since the darkness took over, the interaction between June and her friends don't seem genuine. They usually argue with each other, which makes them not that memorable. In case you're wondering what happened to the mom at the end, the reason why Wonderland is not acting so happy throughout the adventure, well, they tried to work their way around that old dead parent cliche that everybody is so sick of, but it ended up more like a cop-out than a neat twist of some kind. Is there anything good in this amusement park movie? Well, I will admit, for an imaginary amusement park, it does look pretty cool. As previously stated, this movie is made by Nickelodeon Studios, and it clearly shows how much they upgraded their computer animation. Even if Wonder Park has yet to become an official show, I can see the potential in the animation and the animators who worked on it. This is more evident with the backgrounds and settings where they show a massive grand scale of Wonderland as the biggest amusement park in the world, filled with roller coasters, Ferris wheels, robots, and many more. And the real world is pretty good as well with some of the nature colors in the forest that June enters. There is also the use of visual effects whenever Peanut uses his magic marker to build stuff, or when the magic sparks open up the park and welcomes everyone. With the character designs, while some of the humans don't offer a lot and often capture the same model as the others, the animal characters have a nice cartoonish look with some detailed fur textures. The movements on everyone present a sense of realism to the people and some over-the-top moments on the Wonderland mascots. And I will admit some of the chase scenes are fun to watch, like the flying fish carousel and the climax at the end. However, there is still a problem with the animation that makes the idea of Wonderland feel wasted. When June enters the park, it's basically gridded and discarded, making it hard for the audience to get excited when visiting the place. And they only explore a small fraction of it and nothing else that sticks out. The only exception is Zero G Land, where it's filled with balloons with no gravity. It's the only land that June ever visits besides the Hub World. Talk about a wasted potential on visiting an amusement park inside a feature-length film that was originally called an amusement park. It would have been fine if June and the other would just explore every corner of this imaginary park and go on some rides and attractions instead of staying in one spot. Seriously, every level Connect Disneyland Adventure had an entertaining park voyage than this. This was definitely an unpleasant bumpy ride, but this is a roller coaster I'd rather not ride again. Wonder Park is a movie that's anything but wonderless nor splendiferous. There are some good things I did like from it, such as good voice acting and decent animation, but it's really hard to have a good time in this Wonderland park with a sad tone, predictable story, and forgettable characters. The only thing I can say about this is just skip this movie entirely. Let's just stick with visiting real amusement parks like Disney, Universal Studios, and Super Nintendo World. And there are plenty of fictional amusement parks in the media we should watch or play, like the Thrillville Games, Epic Mickey, Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius, or even Rugrats in Paris. The only Wonderland I should revisit is the one where I can celebrate my unbirthdays and paint the roses red. I give this Wonderland a D+, and I'm saying it's project to the flames of failure. I know it feels like I'm feeding into the darkness, but the damage has already been done. The only way I could see Wonder Park work as a whole if it was a TV show first instead of a movie. Why? Because if they did release the episodes instead of a feature-length film, people would be interested in these adventures in Wonderland so they can see all the rides and get to know the characters more with a happy smile. You don't have to jump into cinema just so you can adapt into a TV show. If others like the animators and producers are really that passionate on bringing Wonder Park to life, it needs to be pleasant, not gloomy or miserable. Otherwise, there won't be any sort of wonder in this particular Wonderland. Ew! Ooh, excuse me. I'm Matt Harpatrick. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm going to Retroland and get a can of Purple Flurp. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed this, check out these other videos, or feel free to like, comment, and subscribe for more upcoming reviews and other projects. I'll see you soon.